Namo Namaha. Sarvebhyaha Swagatam. Let us begin with the Prarthana. Gurureva Gati, Gurumeva Bhaje, Gurunaiva Sahasmi Namo Gurave, Naguro Paramam, Shishurasmi Guro, Matirasti Guro, Mama Pahi Guro. Gurureva Gati, Gurumeva Bhaje, Gurunaiva Sahasmi Namo Gurave, Naguro Paramam Shishurasmi Guro, Matirasti Guro, Mama Pahi Guro. Gurureva Gati, Gurumeva Bhaje, Gurunaiva Sahasmi Namo Gurave, Naguro Paramam Shishurasmi Guru, Matirasti Guru, Mama Pahi Guru. So today we are thinking of discussing about subhashitas. Subhashitas are a very special part of Sanskrit. They exist in all languages, but in Sanskrit they have their own beautiful expressions, beautiful medium of expression, that is through shlokas, through different meters, etc. We will try to know the nature of subhashitas so that we can guess how to translate them. I just wanted to present a small detail around the subhashitas, which will help you to understand the things which are involved, okay, regarding the translation. Okay, from the translation point of view, we will try to understand the subhashitas nature. Okay, first of all, they are called, like, what is a subhashitam? It's a very beautiful and a very beneficial saying in any language. Okay, subhashitam, sushtu bhashitam, something which is said very well, well said, well, good saying. Okay, it's a nice saying, which is called as quotation in English. But to translate subhashita as a good quotation or quotation, it's not doing any justice. Actually, the word itself is very deep. Okay, so subhashitam is something that shows us the way through our life when we are in some trouble, when we are in doubt, when we are not sure, something is not clear, then subhashitas come to our rescue through their own experience. The Mahapurushas have said these sayings through lot of experience, and they belong to lot of areas in life. Okay, so my aim is to concentrate on their internal details, which will help us to find the suitable words whenever we are translating. The greatest challenge is to find the suitable words, right? So how to find them, how to put them, how to arrange them without missing the basic beauty of the language. Okay, so let us try to do that. First, the topics that they belong to are very, very elaborate. Subhashitas come from different areas of life, different walks of life. It's around niti mostly, but what kind of niti? Money related niti, dharma charanam, okay, and stri purusha sambandha, and then how to deal with the honesty policies, etc. So there are very, very wide variety of things are covered. Okay, so we should be ready with the vocabulary, the samanarthakas. Okay, and then the subhashitas are very famous. The quotation, what is the most special feature of a quotation is it's a pithy saying that's very like tight in its idea, the very quickness of that, less number of words used. It's not an elaborate explanation like a commentary of Mahabhashya. Okay, it's like Ashtadhyayi. It's like a sutra, very, very compactly packed mass of idea, which is expressed in the least possible number of words. Same thing happens in Sanskrit. Sometimes what is said is very less, but what is implied is, oh, volumes and volumes of books you can write upon a very small sentence, which says that, for example, I will put forth one small sentence. Karmanyevadhikaraste. Now sit and start explaining this. How to translate it is the challenge that we are trying to answer right now. But if you start explaining, then how do you bring in that whole idea of karmanyevadhikaraste? How many words are there? Let us count. Karmani eva adhikaraha te. Only 4 words. Just 4 words. Tell me how many volumes can you write upon it? I can write at least 10 volumes of books, each 200 pages, okay, upon only this 4 words. Okay, and people have written more than me. People have written even more about it, around it, explaining it, elaborating it, the pros and cons, the applied and non-applied areas of this, where, etc., etc., etc. So we should be ready for such bulky ideas that are expressed out of just that less number of words. Now the thing is, how will you translate karmani? Okay, there is no word which will equate karma in any language for that matter, let alone English. Just keep aside English. You're not going to find any word which is equal to karma in any other language apart from Sanskritam. And what we have in our Indian languages is just the same word, karma. In Telugu, we have one more word additionally added. We use karma. Okay, we just put a mahaprana in the place of alpa prana and we make it karma, and it means something else. Okay, then the karma which Telugu people will enjoy, not others. Okay, so they say karma, okay, like this they say. Then they'll understand, other Telugu people will understand, oh, this is not the karma of the Bhagavad Gita, but this is something else. So these generated ideas, these which are coming out of it is not our question right now, but we should be acknowledging the fact that these 4 words are going to give you lot of meaning. So it's something more than translation that we are doing. In this case, of course, translation is not going to help. Okay, as you sow, so you reap. Okay, that's a saying. This is very straight saying, and we can very conveniently reach the idea which that sentence has to offer. Very conveniently we can understand, not just guess. We need not guess also. It's very clear and it's complete in itself. Okay, but karmanyeva adhikaraste, you have your adhikara or your what you call as control only over karma. That's all. Okay, on your what you can do, on doing your duty, on performing your duty, something like that. We have to find the suitable words which will bring out at least some idea honestly out of that. So that is the thing. Now you can see with this one example how deep and how challenging subhashita can be when it comes to the aspect of translation. Okay, so the bhavas are very tikshna, sometimes chintayascha chitayascha, very beautiful saying. Okay, bindu matram visishyate. Now how can you translate that bindu matram into English? Please think, that's a very tikshna bhava. Visha and vishaya are just one letter extra, but both are meaning by meaning they are same. That goes one subhashita. Vishasya vishayasya, like that, there is a saying. So that will be explainable only through Sanskrit. The bhava is so tikshna, so deep, that I don't think we can tell it in one go. We can tell it in just with translation, we can complete the idea. No, never. Because it involves a very deep language aspect about the word Visha and the Samya between the Visha and Vishaya. And you know, it's more Vedantic and more spiritual, or no, not spiritual, but okay, Vairagya idea. Isn't it? Visha and Vishaya, sir, same. You can complete it by translating this way. Visha and Vishaya is just one letter extra. But how will you tell it, sir? Somebody who doesn't know anything about Sanskritam is reading that sentence in English. Say poison and now how will you translate Vishayas? I don't know. I don't have any word for that right now. So because they are Indriya Vishayas, Indriya Gocharas, all the material comfort, how will you translate it? I don't know.
Subject or interest.
No. That's not Vishaya I'm speaking of. You missed the point then. It's not subject that I am talking of. Vishayas are the Indriya Vishayas.
Interest.
No, you are missing the point, Bhagini. No. Vishayas are Vairagya. I am talking about Vedanta, technical word Vishaya. I am not talking about a school topic Vishaya. Social science, maths, I am not talking about that.
Matters perceived through sense organs.
Yeah, sense organs. Yeah, we have to translate it that way. There is no one direct word. Okay, nice that you brought this point. Okay, so that is very tikshna. Tikshna is very sharp idea. Such sharpness, can you bring it in English with that one small translation sentence? No, you cannot. We should, I mean, in the beginning, I am telling you what you cannot, so that you can guess what you can. Okay, what we can do with it. Before learning this aspect, we should learn what we cannot do with it. Okay, then we will do justice to that activity. Kshipraha. These are very quick ideas, and they are like jokes. You know how a joke is. When you want to explain a joke, it becomes a non-joke. It is no more a joke when you explain a joke, isn't it? So you enjoy it at the moment, and quickly, like somebody tells you a joke, you just laugh. Because you understand it internally, however deep it is, or however it might need some explanation to others, but sometimes you are very quick in getting that idea, then you just laugh. The subhashita are also like that. Okay, then the language specificity is always there in subhashita. The quotations are very language specific. I don't say this happens only in Sanskritam, but it happens in English as well. There are many quotations beautifully. I mean, I love quotations in every language that I know, I can speak, I can understand, whatever languages. I love quotations in each of it. So in English also, there are many wise sayings, many good quotations. Okay, they are made every day by the wise people. Okay, some bloggers are there. Some people just maintain blogs of the wise sayings that they have devised. They have generated them, and such also they share. So they are beautiful in any language, and they bear all these qualities in any language. Okay, the language specificity which only those people, like in Telugu we have Punyam Koddi Purushudu, Danam Koddi Biddalu. Now how will you translate it into English? It's not about just a Samskrita subhashita that I am talking of. Any subhashita in Tamil also, in Kannada also, in Malayalam also, Bengali, Gujarati, in every language there are quotations. And when we speak to those people, they cannot but say some quotations, some or the other time they are like the idioms. Okay, the muhavare, what we call muhavare, sameta. So gade in Kannada. So we are just bound to use them very naturally. And whenever we try to explain to the other language people, we face some kind of difficulty. This must be the experience of every language speaker. Okay, every native language speaker will face this challenge of inability to translate it completely, but to explain it. We need to explain. You know what is a punyam? When we do one dharmic activity, we get punyam, and that is like a religious merit. Something very, I mean, to cover it, I am telling you, there is no word for punyam in English at all. So something you gain with something without which is not seen, but you gain it. Okay, and then the husband you get is depending upon the level of punyam you have incurred. Okay, it's like these days money is called energy. I didn't know about that term. I was very aghast when somebody says energy is not returnable. I paid money, then they didn't return me. I said, you did not include it in the clause that you are not returning money if I don't attend the course. Then they said, no, please read it carefully. Energy, non-returnable. I said, what? Energy and money, are they equal? So this is what is happening these days. Very beautifully, they put their clauses so that we don't understand it. We fall into the pit. Same thing happens with the subhashitas also. There are many terms which we miss to appreciate, which we don't see the depth of at all. Okay, sometimes we really miss the point, like just now it happened. Okay, so they are very sahaja, they are very naturally flowing through the native speakers language. Unfortunately, these days, by the effect of English, what is happening, we are translating all English idioms, English quotations, and oh my, excuse me. So all the English quotations and idioms we are translating into Telugu and other languages that we are speaking. Okay, but Sanskritam has many good subhashitas, and your command in Sanskritam will be evident to people who hear you when you start quoting in Sanskritam. Okay, when you start to quote some Upanishad Vakyam, some Bhagavad Gita Vakyam, some muhavra kind of idea in Sanskritam. Okay, when in your speech, then like apanasya narikelam adva vinayakaya. My sir told me this, I really liked. Okay, so such quotations are there in like some samita kind of things are there in Sanskritam also. Okay, so when you start using those subhashitas in your speech, then you will understand that you have got a good command over Sanskrit. Then there are like two kinds of subhashitas. Some are just some sayings. Okay, in Hindi they say very conveniently, yaar bhais ke aage been bajane se kya? Okay, bhais ke aage been bajane se kya? So that is some idea, more idea is built in that. It's not about bhains, it's not about a buffalo, it's not about been bajana, I mean about playing a flute or some like instrument, musical instrument. It's not about that. But you can understand a buffalo is a person or a situation which does not acknowledge, which does not appreciate or enjoy the bean or something beautifully expressed. Bandar kya jane adrak ka swad. So bandar is a like monkey and adrak is a ginger. It's not about monkey and ginger. It's about somebody who is failing to appreciate the idea. So such things are, I mean, this is a secondary thing, but the subhashitas are very plain sayings. Okay, they are very plain most of the times. Like they tell some kathanam. Okay, this is one idea about the language depth. And the second thing I'll tell you, what two kinds of subhashitas I'll explain. Some are just plain facts. You know, Strinam cha charitam, Purushanam cha bhagyam and all that. Okay, then feminism, they will start, oh, down, what is this you're telling? Why are you telling like this? Okay. So it's like, it's just a kathanam, that's all. Something just said, something just mentioned. It's a fact of life. It's a fact of the world. Okay. So that is one kind of subhashita. Second kind of subhashitas are like they are giving you some language challenges, like I just told you, the Gades, the Sametas, the Muhavara kind of expressions into the Subhashita. I am not just telling about them separately. I am telling about such an element inside a Subhashita, okay, which is specific to that language, which is non-translatable. Okay, so such is the condition of Subhashitas. Two kinds are there. Then, when we try to explain a Subhashita which belongs to some other Samskriti, which we are not aware of, like we have 4 Varnas, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudras. Okay, so when we go to a shop, there is a saying about Vaishyas that when we go to a shop and say, hey, do you have some tamarind? Then he says, no. He doesn't say no. I have salt, he says. Okay. I said, no, I'm asking about tamarind. Do you have tamarind? He says, no, I have salt. He doesn't say no. So that is a thing which a Vaishya does. So this is very specific to a shopkeeper who is prohibited to say no at certain point of, if you go in the Sandhya Kala or sometime, he says, oh my, I had to say no for this customer. So if he requires something else, then he will take it. If I will tell that this thing is there, then he will buy that thing, so that I don't get, I mean, I'm not just sending away a customer without giving him anything or without earning myself. Okay, so such is a very cultural aspect which we are speaking of. It is not just about any shopkeeper in any place of the world. It is just about India. It is just about a Vaishya thinking. It is Varna specific. And I don't think these days shopkeepers do that, but who are very like, sentimental, who are very emotional, who follow the old values and all, they might be doing it even today. So we should be aware of such things also. So when I try to tell this in English, they say, what happened? What is wrong in this? Why does he say like this? They don't see the point in that kind of expression. Okay. So these are not just any simple sayings, but they are also in what you call as engulfed into a they are wrapped up. They are wrapped up with some other information which we tend to very easily miss with when we don't know that background. Okay, so that's why they look very asahaja. Okay, like I keep telling in my classes, like the ball is in your court. Now the ball and the court belongs to the either tennis or such kind of games. And in the Telugu news also, they start using those idioms into very, very awkwardly and as unprofessionally as possible, they put it into Telugu. It looks like, I can't hear that. I mean, I just switch off. I don't want to know the news anymore. It says, now the ball is in your court. It says, Ippudu ball ni court lo undi. If I say in Sanskritam, Aduna kandukam, tava court madhe, whatever court is, tava prangane asti. Kandukam tava prangane asti. Do you understand anything through that? Do you associate this saying in Sanskritam, which I just said, with a tennis game, with a that ball is that ball. It's not a cricket ball. It's not a football. It's not a hockey ball, but it's a tennis ball. And all this, that background, does it generate in you that udbuddhi prabhavati va? Do you see that idea? No. Obviously, no. Isn't it? So, these are all very different language specific things are, when they are expressed in another language, they tend to appear very, very, very unnatural. This quality we should be very carefully aware of when we are translating any Subhashita. Okay. Now let's go ahead. What is the answer for this? Until now, I have put forth all the problems, which are mostly idiom based and the quickness and the nature of the Subhashita based. Okay, I can just summarize it into 2 or 3 points, what all I said. Now, what is the answer for that? Okay, it's an idiomatic question. It's a quickness. We don't find all the words. They are very culture specific. What to do with that? So, one answer is you will do only Pakshika Anuvada. Okay. Right. So Pakshika Anuvada is you are not translating the whole idea, but you are translating a part of it. Okay. That is one. It may be half. It may be half, but when you are doing translation and not explanation, that part I am telling you. So we can do half Anuvadam for that. Then if any quotation is available in the target language, like source language is like from Sanskritam to English, we are translating, for example, then Sanskritam becomes your Moola Bhasha and English becomes your Lakshya Bhasha. So the Lakshya Bhasha will definitely have some, if it's a general thing, okay, like if it's a general thing, then it might be there already existent in English, which we only should be aware of. The awareness will help us, like jaisa boega vaisa kaatega. In Hindi it is there. And no, there is something in Telugu also in the same way. And in English, as you sow, so you reap. So you can bring something which is not the translation of this quotation, but it is giving a similar idea in the target language directly. Okay, so we can do that thing. That is the second solution. The third solution is using the footnotes, using some kind of explanatory comments kind of thing added in brackets or as a footnote or an end note. We can always help the reader to attain to the original idea. I found this in some professionally worked out books where they are very careful when they quote something. They give that this is the background of this quote. It has occurred, especially I saw it in English books. I didn't see this in Sanskritam or Indian language books. I find it least. They are not bothered, you know, Indians or mostly they are not like, I'm not saying this as a like a sweeping statement, but most of the times we find the reader satisfaction. From the recipient point of view, we are very much satisfied when we are presented certain things in a certain manner, and I find it in non-Indian works more. Okay, so we should learn from that, and we can use this technique for the subhashitas. For example, chintayascha chitayascha we are translating bindu matram visishyate. To explain that bindu matram visishyate, we can always give a pada tippani. You know, bindu is an anuswara, and we say chinta and chita and all that you can explain in that. Okay, then we should also take the Anuvada Yogyan. Whatever the subhashitas are like, for Anuvada, you can take them completely. You can do the Anuvada. And if you are missing it, then you go to these secondary aspects. Okay, if it's like primarily achievable, then just do it, attempt it. If it's not primarily attemptable, then just leave it. Okay, don't fight with it. Don't mess up with it. Okay. Then in Sanskritam, what happened, you know, there are actually more abhanakas. They are called abhanakas or sameta. What I told as an idiom or a sameta or a muhavra, that is called abhanakam in Sanskritam. And they are not anywhere like collected in one place. If they occur in one subhashita, we'll miss the point. Okay, so that happens a lot. Like for example, Surendra Bhavaneshwapi, that is the Bhrantam Vanacharaihi Saha Varam Parvata Durgeshu. Varam Parvata Durgeshu Bhrantam Vanacharaihi Saha, like that. And I don't want to be in a captivity. Even Surendra Bhavaneshwapi, that is one, this is there. So Surendra Bhavanam, what is a Surendra Bhavanam? Swarga, of course, Devendra, Swarga is a concept which has a cultural aspect. And when we compare somebody's house, which is very like very beautiful and very highly decorated and all that. Say, oh, his house is like Indra Bhavanam. In Telugu people, we use it a lot. So, you know, his house is Indra Bhavanam. It's like that. So this is one kind of a like a culture specific idea. Okay, Indra Bhavanam is a very like Abhanakam kind of thing. Okay, it's then we are trying to translate it into English. Then we cannot say it's like heaven. Definitely no. Surendra Bhavanam is not heaven, because the heaven, when I say, it is coming from Bible. The heaven and hell are coming from Bible, and they are giving another specific idea to. I'm not speaking about Indians who speak English, who don't speak Sanskritam. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about non-Indians whose native language is English. Definitely, they are not going to appreciate this Surendra Bhavanam idea through that heaven word. They will associate their heaven, okay, rather than, I mean, I don't know what exactly heaven is described in Bible, but I'm just telling you how dangerous it can be, how misleading or how much another different idea it will be giving. And Naraka is definitely not hell. Hell idea is different, Naraka idea is different. When I say, how was the experience? Then if it was very negative, say, oh, it was Narakam, you know. I just underwent a Narakam there. We very conveniently say it. Okay. When English also, they say, oh, it was a hell. It was a hell. He made a hell of it. So that hell is different from this Narakam. Okay. And the concepts are a little, they cannot be like just overlapped just like this. They cannot be photocopied. No. Okay. So when you put a photocopy, some different idea will come out of it. Okay. So we cannot use the same concept. So we should be careful about such places. We should say, okay, best thing is just put it as the house of Devendra, the house of Indra. Now, who is Indra? Go and check into the Kosha, or just give a small like footnote, like Indra is the like head of Swarga. Don't use heaven. Okay, Indra is the head of Swarga. He is the head of all gods, celestial gods. G small. Okay, G small gods. Okay, so there, by that you can do some justice to that idea. Okay, then there is one beautiful collection of all the South Indian languages quotations, like these abhanakas. Okay, like all the Marathi, Malayalam, Tamilam, Telugu, Kannada. So these 4 languages and some Marathi, Gujarati also he collected. What he did was he just sat, translated them all into Sanskritam and gave. Only thing we miss in that is we don't know the original quotation. They are very beautiful. Okay, because they give us what we miss in our language. Like Sanskritam has given us lot of things. In Telugu we use idamithanga. Okay, such astavyastam, idamitham. Many words are there that we use like idiomatically we use. Okay, from Sanskrit. Like that, other language also, other Indian languages, I mean, they have retained some Sanskritam ideas. Okay, so in the Abhanaka Jagannatham book, if you read it, I mean, I want you all to read that book. It's downloadable in archive.org. So you can just take it, just go through that quotations. They are very simply written. It doesn't require lot of language skills to like understand that book and understand those. Even some, if you're a Tamil speaker, you can easily identify all the Tamil quotations and Tamil abhanakas that he has translated. You will know what he must have put into it. Okay, so you can have a feel of something into Sanskritam. Okay, it's not from Sanskritam. Okay, from Sanskritam, you have lot of works to compare, contrast, understand, criticize and all. But into Sanskritam, you have very less works which you can really pick up with lot of confidence. Okay, with closed eyes, you cannot pick up all the books. This is one of the books I have found, which you can happily, I mean, you will read with a sum to us, with a happy feeling, with a like a very, what you call as a appeasing, aesthetic feeling. Okay, you will get a very aesthetic feeling when you have a language lover. You will not miss the details which he has put into his translation. That will give you some good idea. Abhanaka Jagannatha. You can just go through. Even in Google, you can put, and that archive link will open. Okay. Then, when you want to translate this, please don't go for Yatha Tatha Anuvada. Never go for it. It will not look beautiful. If the sentence is simple, then okay. If there are any hidden ideas or something, then if you translate it as it is, it will not look beautiful at all. Okay. Right. Now we will enter into the subhashitas which our book has got for us. Okay. With this introduction, I am stopping here. I don't want to give you more. I just want you to have a feel of that, the importance of retaining that idea. I just want you to go through that. Okay. After that, we will just enter into the translations of these. So before we go to that, if any questions are there, you can raise. Please ask. Yeah, one suggestion Raja Ramanji has written, it's good. Please don't use native language speakers. This is for Englishmen to use. Please use local or Indian languages instead of native languages. Fine. Okay, I will not use native word. Okay, I will correct myself. Local languages. Okay. Astu. Tathaiva. Okay. Then anything else from anybody? Please come forward and ask. Name of the book. Okay, I'm writing it here. Oh, sorry. I'll write in the chat. Let me see. Everyone. Bhanaka Jagannatham. In fact, I have written in Sanskrit, isn't it? That's the same one. Bhanaka Jagan. The author is Jagannatha. His name is S. Jagannatha. He's from Mysore. I think he's retired now. He's very good poet. He's a very good he has written natakas. He has written Sanskritam. This one Kritis. Kritis in Sanskritam. He's a good singer. He composes music. He's very ardent Sanskrit lover and very good. He has good command on the language. He has written some essays for the beginners also. I have some of his books and they are very, very useful. So he is Abhanaka Jagannatham. That is the book name.
That name again, man. That name again, please.
Abhanaka Jagannatham. Here the book name is written, sir. Abhanaka Jagannatham. Okay, give me some moment so that I can unmute all the new rest of the comers. Okay, just give me few moments and please mute yourself back. I don't want to hear unnecessary sounds coming when you are unmuted. Yeah, Lata Bhagini, now you can speak. Nataraja Pushpanamji, you can ask your question.
Sorry, there was a delay in unmuting. Sorry. In the sentence, Samskrita Sahaja Bhaveshu Purnatvam Sambhavam. I did not understand Purnatvam Sambhavam.
Turnatvam. Turna is quickness.
Okay.
I think I wanted to write Purnatvam or Turnatvam. Turnatvam is quickness. Purnatvam is completeness.
Sambhavam. The whole sentence can
because see, in Sanskritam we have the inflection quality, isn't it? The vibhaktis are along with the words. So that allows a lot of compactness in Sanskritam, where quickness is there. We use less number of words and to achieve like great idea. That is what I wanted to tell.
Okay. So by nature, Samskrita has that brevity or concise.
Yes. Through the samasta padas. Okay. You can, I mean, make it very, very compact.
Yes. Dhanyavad.
Okay. So shall we go ahead? Now, this is just simply putting the sentence and translating it. Okay, let us observe if any other points are there, or just we'll go on. Okay. So let me mute you all.
Bhagini, I have one question.
Yes.
I hear a lot of background noise, but
1 minute. I'm just muting them all back. Yeah, now it's okay. Please speak.
see,
Yeah.
I joined a little late. Sorry, because we had some function at the Upakarma day for me in US, so we came late.
Oh.
But anyway, see, you touched on many of these topics. So Sanskrit is such a concise language. You can express lots of ideas in a couple of sentences.
Correct.
But when it comes to translation, you also use the word the ball is in your court as an analogy, right? So sometimes we may have to do the translation little bit, not exactly to the words. Remember, in the beginning of the course, he said the translation should be as close as possible to
True.
the
I
meaning,
remember.
right?
Yes.
However, when they're using idiomatic way of expressing it, something similar to ball is in the court in English. So it's essentially, it is your job. Now you have to take care of certain things. So how do they express that in Sanskrit? And when we do that one, then sometimes I feel we may be going away from exact translation and then give the figurative translation. So, I mean, how do we handle that? I see that a lot in Bhagavad Gita chanting. Sometimes people assume what is implied as against sometimes the literal meaning.
Yes.
So it will be a challenge in subhashitas also.
So that is why I have given this much background. This is in contrast to what we have discussed initially. In the sentences, we had our standard as sticking to the original as much as possible. So that is where we are differing in the standards when we come to subhashitas or quotations. Okay. So that is why I gave this much background. We have to get away from the original, like exact words. We should be able to bring in the idea through some other means, not using the exact words.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is the only solution. That is why I started with do not translate it exactly, unless it is like totally applying. Please don't translate it exactly. That is what.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I understand now. I mean, I followed what you were meaning it. So I thought I'll just bring it up during the discussion so that, if others had any comment on this.
Other ways, apart from subhashitas and idiomatic sayings in Sanskritam, I stick to my standards. Okay, wherever the language is plain, where vachyartha is there, when we are only meaning what we say, there is no implied meaning, there is no suggested meaning, there is no long drawn meaning. Okay. Like we tell the example, like I call somebody to the party and they say, I have a headache, I'm not coming. That doesn't mean that he has a headache. That means he's not interested. Okay. So we are not talking about such sentences, right? We are talking about very plain ones. The sun rises in the east. Okay. Like human beings are human beings are very trustable, like that. If any statement such is there, then we are talking about such plain statements which have just the idea of whatever the words are telling, only that much idea is there. There we will stick to all the norms we have discussed before, but here it will change the stance, because we are talking about something that very idiomatic things cannot be translated, and we should at least know, we should be aware of it, that we are going to fail. Nobody is going to do any subhashita translation exactly 100%. Nobody is going to pass out in this, okay, without failing. We have to first fail in this before we can pass.
Dhanyavada.
This is deeper. And as you go on working with those aspects of the language, you will be able to draw the lines. Okay, this is a vachyartha, that's why I could do it easily. This is a vyangyartha, implied meanings are there in this, I could not do it. And this is a vichityartha, that is very idiomatic, so I cannot bring it into other languages. That's all. Okay, so these things we have to be very careful. Okay, like manavputam, vacha, satyaputam vachaha vadet. When this is satyaputam, how will you translate that? Something made holy, something made sacred. Putam. Okay, so our belief is that when you speak truth, that is the cleaning aspect of vachaha. Okay, so that Satya Putam, how will you translate that? Exactly, please try to translate. So the truth cleansed words. Speak truth cleansed words. No. Cleansed by truth. No. It's not just cleansed. The Putatvam is something more. It's not just clean and non-dirty. It's not of non-dirty. They are not speaking of non-dirty. Okay. So that is the thing. And there are many cultural things in Sanskrit. In Telugu we say like, no, there is one story, isn't it? Like the Shraddha will be going on and somebody is tying a cat because they have seen always and they mock this as an like acharana without thinking. So every time they will bring a cat and put it to, tie it with a rope to a pole and then perform the activity. So these kinds of things, if I want to tell this joke or tell this story, you should first know about a Shraddha. You should be aware of, okay, a cat is not required in that, and tying it is far away activity. It's not related at all. So all this knowledge is required, isn't it? So if anything, if imagine some subhashita, which is like in Hitopadesha, if you open, there are lot of such instances. Lot are there. Every bit of like subhashita will be giving out some or the other cultural idea. And when I was we have a class with somebody who is a non-Indian, so that person has so much problem understanding this. They say, oh, what is the idea behind this? Is it any activity, I mean cultural specific thing? Is it any achara in your this culture? Can you please explain? So such things are, I faced them, I worked them out. That's why I got aware. I want you all to work out at least 10 subhashitas yourself, randomly pick them up and then try to work out the translations. Then you will understand what I am speaking. Unless you try yourself, unless you work it out by yourself, you're not going to appreciate even one point that I am telling now. Why is Bhagini making such a mess? Okay, in one class, just read out the quotations, tell out the translations, class is done. Isn't it? Why is she wasting our time? You'll see. Right. Okay. So we will enter the what is there in the book. Yeah, Amita Bhagini, you can ask your doubt. You're in mute.
Ram Bhagini, I just got to try the translation.
You have
Yatha
just
Raja Tatha Prajaha.
Okay, we'll come to that. We'll come. Okay, if everybody is ready, if nobody has any more doubts, we will enter that. Okay. Let me ask. Any more? Okay. I think no. Yes, we will enter. Okay, I'll lower all the hands and now you can raise your hand. So first Amita Bhagini will read out. Yatha Raja Tata Praja. Yes.
Just as the ruler is, the subjects are similar to the ruler. As
okay.
the king, the subjects are like them. Like him.
So like we have in English, yatha tatha, it's very easy, as and so. Okay. So as the king, so the subjects. Then As and so, we use that in English. Okay. As is the king, so are the subjects. It's okay. So what you say is also good. It's not bad. But to bring in that yatha and tatha effect, you have to put in as and so. Okay. Right. Same with in this yatha bijam tatha ankuraha. Natarajaji, Nataraj Brata. You can answer. You can answer. Nataraja Pushpanamji. Yatha bijam tatha ankuraha. Okay, you're unmute, but I'm not able to hear you. Fine. Shyamala Bhagini, you can try out.
Yeah. As you sow, so you reap.
Yatha bijam. No, it's not about you sowing and you reaping. It's not about that.
As is the seed, so is the plant.
So is the sprout.
Sapling. Or
Sapling, sprout. It's not a plant
Sprout.
exactly.
Sprout
Plantlet.
or sapling.
You can say that.
Yeah.
Okay. As is the seed, so is the sprout. So in Telugu, they say, if I want to translate this, in Telugu, what I'll translate, you know? Mavidi, Vepa vittanam pedite mavidi chettu ostunda, they say that. If you will put a Nimba vrikshasya, Nimba bijam, then will the Amra vriksha come out? Does the mango tree come out? They will ask.
Bhagini, in Tamil also we have. Avaranata Tavaramalakimana.
Right. So when you have this quotation in Sanskritam and you are translating into Tamil, you can use it. It's not like you are drawing it away from this original this one, but you are doing justice because the Tamilian will quickly understand. Immediately in one chutki he will understand. Okay, so you can use that. Right. Then Annie Bhagini. Ati sarvatra varjayet.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Ati is very. Sarvatra is everywhere. Varjayet, let it. This is Vidiling.
Yeah.
Varjayet. Varjayet. Should be given up. Varjayet.
Okay. Varjayet should be given up. No. Restraint from. Varja is to restrain from or avoid, kind of.
But Ati is very.
It's not just very. Ati is not just very. That's where you are missing the point.
Yes.
In our local languages, we have it. In Indian languages, we have it, isn't it?
Extremely.
Ati cheyaku. In Telugu also they say, don't do ati. Do you understand?
Extremism, right?
Extremity, extremism, extremeness.
Extremely, I said, yeah.
Over. In Telugu, we say that English word overaction. Over. Don't do it. Don't overdo it. Okay, that over is that ati.
So extremely everywhere. Varjayet, you said, is to
avoid.
Avoid. We should avoid everywhere something extreme.
Right. Not we should avoid. One should avoid.
One should. Okay.
One should avoid. Okay.
So
it should be avoided. In English, passive is very beautiful. Here you can also change that active passive. You can change it. Okay. You can alternately use it also. If it looks beautiful in English, you can do that. Okay. See the same thing this fellow is also doing. Excess should be avoided. Okay.
It could be eating too much or getting too angry or pouring too many things. So any excessive action.
Anything
this is to be memorized.
Yeah. But in studies, it's not applied. You should do excess only in studies. Okay.
But not in food.
So no, we are not discussing implementations here. The implied ideas, etc. We are just discussing translation. Anyway, just for fun, I said, okay.
See, Bhagini, my grandpa used to say, don't eat too much food, but you can eat too much. So.
Nice, nice. If you want to do ati somewhere, you can do it in studies, you can do it in good acharanam, sadacharanam, you can do ati in that, no problem. Right, ati bhakti is also we can do. Then, okay, so you observe should be avoided, that passiveness, do you observe? Excess should be avoided
Should be.
So he used a passive voice. That is. Don't miss these details. Right.
Yes. Dhanyavadah.
Shivamastu. Nandini Bhagini.
हितं मनोहारी च दुर्लभं वचः. हितं
beneficial. And
hitam
entertaining.
is to do good.
Words.
Manohari. Hitam.
Hitam is kind.
Hitam is not a do good. Definitely no. Hitam is good. Okay.
Good. Just good. Just good.
Beneficial.
Yes, yes. Other words are there, but simple word is good. Okay.
Manohari. Manohari is which haran.
Captivating.
Which steals the mana. Okay. Yeah, taking a. I thought steal. Okay.
No, not
which
steal.
Manohari. Is it a name?
Hey, Manoharam. You know that word Manoharam, isn't it?
Yes, yes. Like
that same word.
Durlabham vachah. Hitam Manohari. Hitam and Manohari. Good and captivating manaha. Captivating mind.
Art.
Art. I'm unable to paraphrase this. Hitam
That is
Manohari cha Durlabham vachah. Durlabham is very rare. Vachah. Durlabham vachah. Vachah is
Durlabham is difficult to obtain. Vachaha is words.
Words.
Word or speech.
Beneficial and mind captivating.
Right.
Speech is difficult to obtain.
Obtain. Correct. Okay. Right. Speech which is both beneficial and good to hear is very rare. So he says Manohari is good to hear. Okay. Yeah. Just give me just 5 minutes. I'll be back. Just give me 5 minutes. Yeah. So we can continue. Okay. So we'll go to the next. Is it clear to everyone? With this sentence, Hitam Manohari cha Durlabham Vachaha, you can see how difficult it was to translate this small idea, because it's very compact. Okay. Durlabham is a word which is like very rare or difficult to obtain, the exact translation. But let us take rare just for the sake of convenience. Okay. And then Manohari, good to hear or good to feel, good for feel. Okay. Such Manohari is one word, but we have to translate it into 2 or 3 words in English. Okay. So you see the challenge in translating this statement. I hope you all understand.
Yeah, it is a very challenging one. See, Durlabham also, it is used as a Kriyapada like, but technically it is a Kridanta with a Durlabham Asti or Durlabham something other. So, yeah, it's a very good example for way Sanskrit expresses very powerful words in a very concise manner. Yes, it's very good.
Bhagini, atra hitam, manohari, durlabham sarve napumsakalinga.
Yes, all napumsakalinga.
Because vachaha is napum, is it?
Correct.
Oh, okay.
Good observation.
Okay.
Correct.
Because Vachaha Visarga is there, I was not very sure whether of its
Vachaha
linga.
vachasi vachamsi. It's a sakaranta.
Yes,
Vachaha
remembered.
vachasi vachamsi. It goes
Ah.
like.
Okay. As you said earlier in one class, looking at the adjectives, we can make out the linga of the noun also.
Exactly. Exactly.
Here it is evident. Dhanyavada, Bhagini.
Nice, nice. Good point. Well made. Nice. Okay. Next. Natarajaji. Sahasa vidadhita nakriyam. Okay. He is not able to speak. Praveenji.
Sahasa vidadita na kriyam. Sahasa means forcibly. Vidadita means we should not do any action by force or by means forcibly.
Sahasa is not force, but doing something suddenly.
Without thinking.
Yeah. Okay. So suddenly, without thinking, in bracket, kriyam na vidadita. Translate please again that part. What did you vidadita?
Vidadit means we should not do any action without proper thinking or suddenly.
We should not do any action. That's what you said. Na vidadita.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Anybody else who want to try out?
Yes, Bhagini. One should not act in haste.
One should not act in haste. Yeah, that's also very good. Okay.
Impulsive. You can say impulsive action.
Impulsive. One should not act impulsively.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Fine. Nice. Good point made. Good.
Thank you.
Said. Yeah. One should. What Bhrata said is also not wrong. Praveen Bhrata said also is right. It's not wrong. But act in haste is more English idiomatically. It's more near to English idiom. Okay. So we can take.
Okay. Dhanyavada.
Dhanyavada, Bhagini.
Then Nasti Udyamasamo Bandhuhu. We will give it to Abhijit ji.
Gatam na chintayat pragya. So
No. Nasti Udyamasamo Bandhuhu.
Oh, nasti udyam. So what is this?
Nasti Udyama Samaha Bandhuhu.
So what is udyama?
Hello. Udyama is what you translate. You try to translate it.
This
Udyama is a prayatna. It's a samanartha of prayatna.
Oh yes, of course. So bandhu is so these brothers are not of equal strength, or they don't take equal initiatives.
Bhagini, shall I say Shamala Ramachandra?
No, let us see if anybody else wants to try. Yeah, you seem to be good. You have done good background work for this, it seems. Let us see if others are also the same. Pragnya Bhagini.
There is no equivalent for hard work.
Nasti Udyamasamo Bandhu. There is no equivalent, no.
There is no friend or
good relation.
Yes,
Good
good
friend.
relation like hard work.
Now he is comparing Udyama with a Bandhu. Okay, so that idea should come out.
Yes.
There is no relative who is equal to hard work. Okay, like that. So there is no relative like hard work equal to. Right. Fine. Next, Kala Hegdeji.
Yeah. Gatam na chintayet pragyah. Gatam is something which is gone. And na chintayet is one should not think about the gone bys. And
Katham we can translate in one word also in English.
The foregons.
Past.
The past, okay. Pragyaha is an intelligent man or a wise man, wise person. So a wise person should not think about the past.
Should not think about past. Should not.
Intelligent. Okay, yeah.
Wise don't brood over past.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
But then Chittayet is there, so I think it should not. That is why.
Not just thinking, they are stopping us from brooding over past.
Yes.
Brooding is the word. Okay.
Yeah.
In Sanskritam, chinta has lot of meanings. Okay. That is why we should take the appropriate English word according to the context. And here it is brood over past. Okay.
Correct. Yeah. Not worry about the past. Worry is a simpler word.
Worry is also okay. Worry is also okay. One should not, the wise man should not brood over past, worry over the past, about the past.
Yeah, Bhagini, in this case, the think is really not a good usage, because you have to think about what happened and then plan not to repeat the mistakes. So should not brood over is, because if somebody is always crying about what happened yesterday, not making progress, that's what they imply here. Don't keep on worry about what happened in the past and then don't make any progress. So I think brood or worry is better choice than think. That's my feeling.
Yeah. Thank you for adding such points. I think for beginners, okay, those who are already good in making these, I'm not talking about them, but for those who are doing these things for the first time, they will really be valued, benefited by these inputs. Okay, so before translating, we should first consider the whole idea. Okay, we should not miss even a single thing. First think better and then attempt the translation. Okay, we should not do it in one go like this, but we should be like what applies, what doesn't apply, that discrimination we should first make and then translate. Okay, so that is good input. Nice. Next, Jai Shriji. Jai Shriji, Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityu. Okay, she's not coming ahead.
This is from Gita, Bhagavad Gita, right?
Then yes, Lata Bhagini. Yes, Bhagavad Gita quotation.
Jatasya is one who is born. He, Dhruvo is definite, Nishchaya. Mrityu who is Marana. So one who is born is sure to die.
Right. Correct.
Or death is certain for those who are born.
Exact. Death is certain for the one who is born. Okay,
yes,
Jatasya. It is Ekavachana, that's why for the one who is born.
Born, okay. Dhanyavada.
Good. Well said. Okay, death is certain to one who is born. Sitaramanji, sorry. Yato dharmas tato jayaha.
Yes, madam.
Yato dharmas tato jayaha.
That is where there is a dharma, that it will win. That is where there is a dharma, what do you say, that good, there they will succeed.
Yes. It's not succeed. It's not succeed. It's not they will succeed.
Jaya means
win. They will win.
No, please make it compact. Okay, you are trying it out, but tell the final output also.
Will win and they will win.
No, not they will win. No.
Bhagini, where there is dharma, there is victory.
They are nouns, isn't it? There is no verb usage here. Though you can say it, I don't say no, but we can do it directly also. Where there is dharma, there is victory. That's all. Yataha dharmaha.
The victory. Victory. There is a victory. There is no.
Where there is righteousness, there is victory. Or you can put dharma as dharma also. In bracket, you can write some word. Okay. Well, next. Karmanyeva adhikaraste. Krishna Vediji.
Bhagini, actually, I wanted to bring this during discussion how the idiomatic translation is important for this particular.
I also don't know because I'm no more teaching from the exam point of view, but for all, like you have requested me in the group also, like let us do what is the right translation out of lessons. Okay, out of the topic of the lesson, what should be correct? That we will do. Okay, that's what we had made our minds, isn't it? So especially in this, we have to go out of the I mean, it is bloomed out like that. When they bring subhashitas into the translation, then it's a very big, deep aspect of language translation. Okay, so idiom, coming to the idiom, that's what we should be ready for the half-hearted translation only. Nothing else is a solution. We cannot do because they don't exist culturally in the target language. It's not our mistake. You cannot translate karma. So keep karma as it is. You have control only over your karma. That's all. Or you have control only over action, not on the fruit. That in the bracket. Okay, like that. So te adhikaraha, your control is only on action. Okay, something like that. Okay, one moment. Okay. Your right is only in performing action. So karmani, they said performing also they have brought in. So okay, it's not right, it's not wrong. So adhikaraha is like they said right. But here they are talking about more control aspect, not what are your rights, what are your duties. We are not talking about that. Adhikaraha is you have control, you have command. That is the right word. Okay. Astu. This I have translated. Now we will go to the next sentence. Madhavi Bhagini. Chinta samam nasti sharira shoshanam.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Chinta samam, so we can associate it with worry. Sharira shoshanam, that which is not good for the body and mind, or
not just not good. Shoshanam. Shoshanam is it tormenting. Something
tormenting.
Very afflicting pain.
Afflicting like pain. Okay. There is no chinta samam, nothing equal to worry. That torments the body. That torments the body or bracket mind also.
Right. Sharira shoshanam is difficult to translate because in one go you will not be able to tell it. Okay, yes. One more, like as I discussed this, I get one more example. Vishakumbham payomukham. Okay, tadrisham mitram varjaye tadrisham mitram vishakumbham payomukham. So in Sanskrit, you very quickly said vishakumbham. So how will you translate a pot of poison? And payomukham, that has milk on its mouth. Okay, in the opening, it has milk. So many words you will need to translate that idea, isn't it?
Yes.
So such when such sharira shoshanam, tormenting for the body. Okay.
When seeing these subhashitams, getting the concept of it is instantaneous in our native language, but to put it into English is becoming very challenging.
I agree. I think most of you will write in like mother tongue only. I think you will write in Kannada only, I think.
So I'm not going for the exam, but I am enjoying learning it, how to put. I'm not attending the exam. I don't have the books. I just rely on your slides and on your teaching to improve my Sanskrit.
Acha, acha.
చింతని మించి ఇంకొకటి మనకి హానికారకం లేదని తెలుగులో అర్థం అవుతుంది, బట్ ఐఎమ్ నాట్ ఏబుల్ టు పుట్ ఇట్ ఇంటూ ఇంగ్లీష్. సో
అవును. I understood. Yes. But you said it correctly. English you said correctly only. Okay, there is nothing which is tormenting for the body like worry. Okay?
I think torments is only better going.
Tormenting, correct.
Yeah, it suits the phrase better than scorches, maybe.
Yes.
I feel like that.
I'll change it. Sure.
Dhanyawad.
Mental worries will bring down your health than anything else.
Yes. Right. It's bad for health also. We can use it. Bad for body.
Ma'am, did they use scorches because it means also drying? Shoshanam?
That's what. They took it literally. It's not a literal thing. That's the worst thing we can do for a subhashita. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, no problem. Okay. Next sentence is for Ashok ji. Ashok ji, Gursurkar ji. Nasti matru samo bandhu.
No friend like mother.
That's all. No relative like mother. Okay, there is no relative.
Yes.
But we cannot start like no friend like mother. We cannot say that. There is no that sentence should be there.
Yeah.
Then Swaminathan ji, I think you didn't try any sentence. Alpavidyah Mahagarvi. You can translate.
The person with the shallow knowledge is very proud.
Shallow knowledge. Alpavidyah. Yes. Very good. Very proud. What is arrogant?
It's arrogant. Yes.
Man who knows little is very arrogant. Fine. Shallow knowledge is also good choice of words. Half learned or less learned. If we want to translate it literally, we can say that the less learned is the most arrogant.
Yeah. In English, they say half-baked intelligence.
Okay. Right. Next, Sandhya Shrikant ji. Na devatoshanam vritha. Sorry. Are you there? Or okay, let us call Raja Ramanji.
अस्मि भगिनी, अहमस्मि। उद्घाटितुं न शक्तवती। देवतोषणं वृथा, न देवतोषणं वृथा। वयं कुर्मः भगवन्तस्य कृते तत् न व्यर्थं भविष्यति। संस्कृते उक्तवती, कन्नड मध्ये वदामि वा आङ्ग्ल मध्ये वदामि?
Whatever is convenient, please. I'll try to understand, or other students will help me. Yeah.
ಭಗವಂತನಿಗಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ಯಾವುದೂ ವ್ಯರ್ಥವಾಗುವುದಿಲ್ಲ.
ಯಾವುದೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ತೋಷಣಂ is appeasement, making happy.
ಸಂತೋಷಗೊಳಿಸಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು. ಭಗವಂತನಿಗಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದ ಕಾರ್ಯಗಳು ಯಾವುದೂ ವ್ಯರ್ಥವಾಗುವುದಿಲ್ಲ.
ನಾಟ್ ಕಾರ್ಯಗಳು. No, Toshana is making happy. Santosha
Toshana means to make him happy, no?
That idea is not coming in your translation.
ಭಗವಂತನನ್ನು ತೋಷಿಸುವುದು ವ್ಯರ್ಥವಾಗುವುದಿಲ್ಲ.
ಸುಪ್ರೀತಗೊಳಿಸುವುದು. ಭಗವಂತನನ್ನು ಸುಪ್ರೀತಿಗೊಳಿಸಿದ್ದು ಯಾವುದೂ ವ್ಯರ್ಥವಾಗುವುದಿಲ್ಲ.
Yes. Now correct. The pleasing the gods is not waste.
ಸಂಪ್ರೀತಿಗೊಳಿಸಿದ್ದು.
Whatever we
Bhagini, can you say praying to God is won't go waste?
No. Not. He is not talking about praying. He is talking about the other aspect. Like Devatalli santosha pedte, Devatalu will give us the benefits by the danas. That one. Okay. Fine. So this is about not just praying, but pleasing gods. Pleasing by yajna, pleasing by other means. There are many means by which you please gods, isn't it? You do danas and you do such things, isn't it? Right? Fine. Next. Okay, Vinasha. Okay, we will quickly go through the next ones. Okay, I will try to complete them. So, Vinasha Kale Viparita Buddhi. The intellect is clouded at the time of destruction, or Viparita is not clouded. It's the opposite Buddhi. Okay, the intellect becomes opposite at the time of destruction. That is the idea. Okay, at the time of destruction, Vinasha Kala. Then Buddhi Karmanusarini. The Buddhi is karma. Karma is action. Okay, it follows action sometimes. So this is said in a negative manner more. I mean, Buddhi should not go in behind karma, isn't it? Buddhi should be standing. But when the karmas are bad, then the Buddhi also tends to fall down. Okay, so that is what the idea is. It's very much deeper idea.
Which is actually qualifying the previous sentence. Vinasha Kale Viparita Buddhi. So very powerful. That sentence is very powerful. You can see time and again those things happening. Vinasha Kale Viparita Buddhi.
Correct. For Rakshasa.
And Bhagini, this comes in Ramayana. Vinasha Kale Viparita Buddhi.
Correct. Then Atmaiva Hyatmano Bandhu is like one is one's own relative. So self is the self's relative, or oneself. We can use such words. Okay. Atmanaha Bandhu. Uchrunkalam Balyam Anarthaya. So uncontrolled Balyam or childhood is for bringing in Anartha is what? Anishta, Anartha. Bad, okay, something which is like disastrous. Yeah, you can say it's for disaster. It will lead to disaster. That you can say. Uttuchrunkalam, okay, uncontrolled. So you can make a study of these two subhashitas yourself. I'll just lay Vishwahyamitra Pashushu Kardameshu Jaleshu Cha Andhe Tamasi Vardhake Dandam Dashagunam Bhavet. It's a very little complicated idea. I don't want to really discuss in all these things. You can just try out. Lalanat Bahavo Doshaha Tarjanat Bahavo Gunaha Tasma Putram Cha Shishyam Cha Tarjayan Natu Lalayan. Okay. So this is very like in contrast to what these days we practice. And there are elders who will misuse this statement to their this thing. We cannot like hit the child as per our Shakti. The child cannot bear it. So I don't want to really go into this. You can just practice. Okay. I will stop here. And these are there. These are the three last. Nahi sarvaha sarvam janati. Everyone does not know everything. It's a very simple idea. Kavya shastra vinodena kalo gacchati dhimatam. Intelligent people spend the time discussing kavyas and shastras. So kavya shastra vinoda, not discussing, but enjoying. Okay, it's not just discussing. So by the enjoyment of poetry and sciences or treatises, the time is passed. Time pass happens of the dhimatas or the intelligent people or the wise people. Okay. Nisprihasya trinam jagat. Wow, beautiful statement. Okay, Nisprihaha is somebody who desires nothing. So this is again a Sanskrit compactness idea. Nisprihaha, somebody who doesn't desire anything. So many words we require for translating that one piece. Trinam. Trinam is not grass here. Do you see that? Okay, Trinam is not grass. He is not saying the whole world is grass. He is saying it's like grass. Okay, Trinam Jagat means it's like a blade of grass. See, that's why he put like here. It's equal to. Okay, that means it is useless. It is worthless. The Nispruhaha, the one who doesn't desire anything, will look down upon the world. He doesn't look at the world with great value. That is the idea. So Trunam is not just grass here, but something valueless. Okay, like that. So we will stop here. I hope you all got the point. You all enjoyed today's session, and the next session we will see the letter writing. I'll have to prepare something for you all. Okay, we will see how we will work out some practical letters and that essays
Yes,
and all.
essay writing also is there.
Yes, both are there. Yes, essay writing, letter writing, both we will do practically in class. Be ready with book and pen. Okay, we will write. Everybody will write sentences and tell me here. Okay, practically we will.
Which topics?
Topic we will give directly. Not I will not tell now. Whatever is there in the book, we can take them, or we can create our own topics, or we can see previous question papers, pick up the topics for essays.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bhagini, I want to tell a small story here. One girl wanted to, he went to a big writer. I asked him, how can I become a writer? How can I do this? He said, okay, come here. He asked her, we're standing in the street. Tell me what you're seeing on the street. Describe to me what you see on the trees. Describe to me what you see, all these things. If you tell me so that I can close my eyes, I can visualize what you're saying based on that, then it's a way of writing. So essentially, you bring back the image in your words. So that requires not just knowing the Vyakarana Shastra, a little bit more imagination, how to put the words together. So yes, writing is something which you get not just by knowing the vocabulary, but how you put them together. So
very nice thing. Very nice thing. Practically, we'll do that. Okay, we'll do that together here.
Sir, thank you very much.
This is a very stimulating class because we talk, we learn.
Very interesting instructions, sir. Useful instructions, sir.
And I like the second sentence on your screen. Kavya Shastra Vinodena Kalaha Gacchati Dhimata. It's a very powerful sentence because a really intelligent, wise person, they love reading and spending the time instead of anything else. So
Subhashitas are like cream, or like we can say ghee. It's like ghee. Like after churning that and all the process is done, then and the end product ghee comes. These are like that. Especially Sanskrit Subhashitas. I categorize everything as 3 levels: Uttama, Madhyama, Adhama. I find most of the Sanskrit quotations belong to the first category, Uttama, or some in the Madhyama. But I didn't see Adhama quotations in Sanskrit at all till now. As only some on women are a little disturbing when they tell in like Hitopadesha, Panchatantra. Very sweepingly they speak about women. That I don't like. Because it's very like it's not correct. Somebody should not speak that lowly about women, but they are. Then whenever I tell my students to add a bad woman, okay, they are talking about bad women. Then it's not about generally about women. So please don't generalize it to all women. Put it specifically to bad natured people.
That is true of bad men also, right? It's true of bad. Anybody who is bad is bad. Anybody who is good is good. So.
They will not tell a bad aspect of good people, isn't it?
That's
like
right.
there are good people, there are bad people, and there can be bad women, there can be bad men. And when they tell about a bad quality, it's definitely about bad people and bad aspects of the humanity, and definitely not a generalizable concept. That is the only place where we will face a little difficulty dealing with the Subhashitas. But rest of the places I found, and some places where the jati and such things are like brought up, which are a little like when we drag them, they are far-fetched in these days. So they are like outdated ones. Some are outdated ones, but most of the times they are very beautiful. They are very general, and in this book they have. I see that they have picked up which are like universally applicable ideas. They didn't give anything like specifically working or where I could give you the examples where you cannot translate such ideas, such are not given for you. So most of them are translatable only. Okay. But be aware of these aspects. Like one word is to many words and not the exact word, changing the the passive active, etc. Such aspects, please be aware. Observe some books which you have, other books you have, other exercise books and all which give some translation. Just observe them. Okay, keep observing.
Dhanyavadaha, Bhagini. Thank you. Thank you very
Then we
much.
will swasti and we will close.
Yeah, all right.
Swasti prajabhyah paripalayantam nyayena margena mahim mahisha go brahmanebhyah shubhamastu nityam loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Astu shubhamastu sarvebhyah. Dhanyavadaha. Ram ram.
धन्यवादः madam.
धन्यवादः.
Bye bye bye.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.
Shubhamastu.